Now we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Doctor Who Commentaries. Yes, it's been a month. Yes, I've been lazy. We've had exams. School's out now. Today I'm joined with Sam as usual, and today we have a special guest, the Who, Colin, however you say his last name, because I know I'll botch it again, a.k.a. the Whovian, who, if I remember, I'll put a link to your channel in the description eventually, when I remember. Sam, because I know you love doing this, recap parts 1 through 3 of the Sensorites that we watched like a month ago.
Things happen. There we go. Very brief.
Things happen.
Things happen.
Do you remember the cliffhanger?
No, not at all. Finals happened, so my brain's kind of mush.
Yeah, no, I promise this wasn't because I don't like this story and I didn't want to subject myself to it again. But no, so the Doctor, Susan, Ian, and Barbara arrive on a spaceship that is being controlled by Sensorites, who look like the Ood, for reasons. And they go down to the Sensorite city because there's a disease killing off everybody. And there's also segregation of water, and it's all a metaphor for Japanese internment camps, apparently. Prisoner of war camps, I mean. Yeah, I read. I can apparently, according to the TARDIS wiki, it's Peter R. Newman, the writer, was a prisoner of war during World War II, and this was partially based on his experiences in a prisoner of war camp in Japan.
Okay, so episode 3?
Yeah, we're on episode 4.
We're on episode 4.
And cliffhanger, Ian drinks some water, starts coughing, and falls over because poisoning.
Poisoning.
Sam, get to the video, and then we can get this started. Colin, do you have the DVD ready?
Yeah, I'm queued up.
Okay, we just gotta wait for Sam then.
Very fancy with your DVD. I have to use the interweb.
Yeah, because we don't have, well... Have you ever noticed that DVDs, Doctor DVDs in America are ridiculously expensive?
I gotta go get extension cable.
I've often checked the BBC prices for the UK DVDs and then converted it to American dollars, and it's usually a lot less than what we get for standards.
That's annoying.
But I think also because television is free over there, like a lot of their television programming is free because it's in their taxes. They can get stuff for cheaper.
Oh.
Hooray for taxes. Oh no!
Sam, what's saying?
Something happened with my phone.
Also, Sam, can you turn up your volume? You're kind of quiet.
I am? Wow.
Yeah, you're not picking up as well. All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sync. All right, I'm gonna put in earbuds so I don't annoy everybody. So, Colin, dare I ask, what are your opinions of this story in particular?
I'm most likely the only person in all of Who Phantom who likes this story, actually.
I mean, it's not the worst Hartnell, especially considering Season 1 is so hit and miss. Like, in An Unearthly Child, Episode 1's brilliant, 2, 3, and 4 aren't.
Yeah.
And then the Daleks is pretty good, but it drags. Edge of Destruction I actually like, though some people seem to hate.
I agree. I really like the Edge of Destruction.
It's very atmospheric. I think is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, and it doesn't drag because it's only 2 episodes, and
yeah.
that was the biggest problem with the Hartnell era, was the fact that so many stories were just so boring. Like The Reign of Terror, which was after this story, I still haven't finished it because it's so boring.
I think like, I think you could probably cut out the animated episodes of Reign of Terror and, like, maybe just do slightly edited highlights. Like, I think that's what they did for the VHS. They did an edited recon of 4 and 5, and, like, it was fine. It was only half the length of a normal episode.
Yeah, no, it's just so padded.
Yeah. I mean, it has good ideas. I mean, Dennis Spooner would go on to write so many better stories. Like, The Romans and the Time Meddler are probably my 2 favorite Hartnell stories.
Those are 2 stories
Because-
I really like to see, but because they're both out of print,
Yeah, they're out of print. I hate that now. Like, I'm so glad I snagged The Invasion. Like, the day before they were announced to go out of print, I had gone to Barnes & Nobles and bought The Invasion on DVD.
I really wish I had that story.
It's really good. Though the animation, I really wish they would find episode 1 because according to myth, it starts with like the Doctor waking up from the mind robber, and it turns out the mind robber was all a dream, or is possibly all a dream.
Oh gosh.
Which I don't think is the case because of spin-off media going back to the land of fiction, but yeah. Which I actually think that, considering it's the mind robber, it works that it would all be just in the Doctor's head.
That's a crazy episode. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
Sam saw the mind robber. He knows how crazy it got.
My mind
that
was fucked.
that story is just messed up. It's really good though.
Yeah, like I'm currently marathoning everything of Doctor Who on television, plus the animated webcasts that were done around the time of the 40th anniversary, because reasons. And I'm finishing up season 24 probably later tonight with Dragonfire Part 3. I've just been kind of busy with the play and exams and stuff to get back to it.
Dragonfire is, well, like it's okay, but it's
Okay.
I actually don't think it's the best of the season though, because I happen to like
Paradise Towers is obviously the best.
Yeah, which not many
Sam
people
has
agree
no
with,
clue what we're
but-
talking about because the only McCoy he's seen is 26. Like
I still need
originally,
to
I
see
set this up. I was
Battlefield.
going to do. I like Battlefield. I like it,
That's the only McCoy I haven't seen.
and it's out of print.
Yep.
So there are rumors that they might start reprinting some of the out of print stuff because, the two of the Ghostlight and Friend came out in 2004, I think. So that's like 10 years ago. They're due for a special edition.
Yeah. Especially
Rescue
the
the Romans was 2007 or 2008. Time Meddler was 2007. Web Planet desperately needs a special edition because apparently, like, the bonus features on that weren't very many. Oh, and that's a story that you need a lot of bonus features on because of how ambitious it was.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what was I going to say? Yeah, like I can get why they would take stuff like from 2004 and stuff out of print, but they have no excuse for taking like the Time Monster out of print because that was like 2010.
That was 2010. So was Terror of the Autons, which I'm like, really? The first Master story? You're gonna put that out of
one.
print?
Yeah, no, I actually.
Luckily, some of the out of print stuff you can still get on Amazon for a decent price. Like I think you can get Planet of the Spiders for $30, which is fine. Though, like the War Games, he's going for like $200.
Yeah, no, that's
like,
just obscene.
Like when it was going for $60, I'm like, okay, I could. It's a 3-disc set. I could see this going for that much.
Yeah, no, I was.
But 200. That is some of the Virgin Books level of insanity pricing to try to get a hold of.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure the Two Doctors for a while. I don't know if it still is, but it was going for 300.
Oh, is it? No, the thing is about the Two Doctors is they were that one. I wasn't surprised was taken down because of a sort of a scandal. What? I can't read that, Sam.
It's backwards.
There was like a sex scandal to do with Jimmy Savile because the bonus
Oh,
feature
yeah, I
affixed with
remember
the
that.
Centaurans. On the disc, there's the bonus feature affixed with Centaurans, which was for charity, made in '85, and aired right before Two Doctors Part 2. It was part of a show called Jim Will Fix It, and the guy that hosted it is kind of a terrible human being. Like, not... So the BBC just... They don't want anything to do with this guy anymore after some evidence came to light. So, like, the Two Doctors isn't just... It's out of print everywhere. The Region 2 and 4 are both out of print. So, yeah, it's not a good thing.
You know, I was lucky enough to snag the Mark of the Ronnie before, or actually after it went out of print, but for like a day it went down to like $17, and I was like, okay, this is my chance to get it, and I got it.
Yeah, and Mark of the Ronnie is a story that I think is... Mark of the Ronnie's pretty okay. It gets some historical things wrong, like the year of the Luddite Rebellion was not the year presented in the story.
Oh, really?
That much I know because I took AP European History this year, so I know pretty much... I can tell when Doctor Who gets something wrong, especially in European history.
Jacob's the smart one.
Yeah.
I'm the dumb, naive one.
Yeah, Mark of the Ronnie is probably the least bad of Pip and Jane Baker's stories.
It is.
But
I think that was because they had an effective script editor on hand. Like, Eric Sayward was still in pretty good terms with JNT, and he was still script editing the stories decently for most of them. Twin Dilemma. Time Lash.
Oh my gosh.
Those are really the only two Colin Baker stories that I find inherently, like, why do you exist? Can we please make you disappear for some of those missing episodes?
Wait, the Twin Dilemma and, what was the other one?
Time Lash.
Oh, yeah.
Time Lash.
You know, those are definitely the two worst. But Time Lash, like...
Time Lash...
You can kind of
there
get
are
some
fun
sort
bits. Like, Paul Darrow is obviously having a ball and is like... And he and Colin Baker both realize this isn't meant to be taken seriously. Like, this isn't going to do us any favors. Let's just ham it up.
Yeah. No,
I have that one on my review schedule after I finish going through all of the Doctor Who change stuff, where I basically take a look at every big important event in Doctor Who's history that I have access to.
Another review, Jacob, because it's gonna be a while till I'm gonna get footage for my end of the deal.
Well, Sam, if you can try to find like an alternate way of doing it, because I kind of...
If you want it to be built in Lego, then I can...
Well...
You are with Lego Productions.
Yeah, we could always just have a random Lego up here. That would be actually kind of funny. I may have to reshoot some stuff to make that premise work, but okay. But yeah, back to this story back to On Topic. So I'm like, this is the problem with these. We often go way off topic when we're talking.
Yeah.
We're 10 minutes in and...
Because I haven't seen those episodes. Jacob forbids me from watching any other episode except ones we have already watched.
Well, the point of this is that you're doing it blind, Sam.
Well, I'm doing it blind.
Well,
I love that.
You know what I mean.
I love that part of the story when the Sensorites figure out that they can't tell each other apart from their, like, sashes.
Yeah, that's also where I think the whole Japanese prisoner of war thing is, because there's a stereotype you can't tell Asians apart, which I never understood, but still.
Yeah.
It's a stereotype.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
I love how they're like, they discuss their evil plan. Well, the Doctor is, what, 10 feet away? Okay, I get it. He's kind of old at this point. But he's not deaf. we learn that he is not deaf.
We do. Wow, major plot twist.
I mean, if you've seen the Time Meddler, you know there are a lot of funny just reactions where, like, it introduces Steven as a full-time companion, and it's like Steven makes a really tiny noise in the back of the TARDIS. The Doctor and Vicky both hear it. Like, well, the audience can barely hear it. And the reaction is priceless. Like, Hartnell just... As in contrast to the way Ian and Barbara were introduced, Hartnell pretty much just runs circles around Steven and makes it funny. He's like, oh, you don't know what this stuff is? You don't know what all these controls do? Well, this is what this is, this is what this is, and that, my friend, is a chair with a panda on it. Because Steven has a stuffed panda.
A panda?
Yeah, a panda. Well, a stuffed panda.
It was very rare for Hartnell stories to have comedy in them. So when
Unless
it
you
did
got
happen,
Dennis Spooner to write it, then it's just comedy galore.
yeah, no, like the Reign of Terror, one of the only things that's actually good about it is the comedy.
Yeah. Especially the whole, sort of making a farce about, the whole citizen thing, where everyone would be called citizen. But anyway, back to this story. We're getting off topic again.
Right. And we were only one
This is just a
story
montage
off.
of experiments.
I can see the influence on the design of the Sensorites. I mean, the
Yeah, like,
kind of.
if you've seen, because there exists, I know there exists a picture taken in color on set with like the actors in their places. I think they're reenacting a scene from, I want to say it's episode 2. I think it's episode 2. But it's like you see that the Sensorites, the costuming was they were all wearing blue. It was all in this sort of shaded blue, a little lighter than what I'm wearing, and like the faces were the masks were actually brown.
They are?
A bit like the
Yeah.
DVD cover.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh yeah, the DVD cover. I always forget. People have the DVDs. I don't have money, so I can't buy many DVDs. I have like a 15 DVD collection, but I have Hulu Plus, so it's easy. I first saw the story on Hulu Plus, which I still have, so I don't have to buy the DVDs for several stories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they recently, like about a year ago, they added a lot of classic Doctor Who. Almost all of the surviving Hartnells. They're missing a couple. They're missing the Rescue and the Romans, which I saw on Netflix once because I've seen Doctor Who through a lot. I have a lot of different sources.
If it wasn't for Netflix, I would never have seen Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's how I was introduced to it. Actually.
I was introduced through the episode.
Okay. Look at this guy's left. What is it? His left eye. His left eye. Something doesn't look right with the costuming. It almost looks like
the one who's like the baddie.
Yeah. What is he? Is he this right now? Is he's like the city administrator? I think.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you're not the only one that thought this story was okay. If you've ever read Adventures with the Wife in Space, it's where a guy made his wife watch every episode of Doctor Who in order. Well, every episode of classic Doctor Who. It's a blog available at wifeinspace.com.
I may have to look into that.
She was like, oh, these stories keep getting better and better. This one was actually pretty good. It was close to being good.
How far have they gotten in watching the episodes?
Oh, they're done. This happened several years ago.
Oh,
They're done. They're published. They're publishing the blog in book form with extras and Sue looking back on her reactions and thinking if she would change them.
I might just buy that if I had money.
You have to buy them digitally because the book is out of print, but they do keep it on Amazon. Plainly because they had to fund the book themselves. Because.
Ooh.
So yeah. But I've always found that for some of these, even the worst stories, the viewing figures for all these stories are always kind of surprising.
I was very surprised that this story was actually good. Like, I actually gave it an 8 out of 10 in my review.
Yes, which actually I think your Sensorites review was how I discovered your channel, which is so this is kind of ironic.
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, I can't remember who requested it. I think it was Harry Westergaard.
Yeah.
But somebody requested it, and I just watched it, so I didn't have to watch it again.
Yeah.
And then when Time in the Ronnie was requested, I had to watch it again.
You don't want to watch Time in the Ronnie again.
I know, I once was
Especially
enough.
if you have to critically analyze it. When you have to critically analyze Time in the Ronnie, ooh, that's one that I'm not looking forward to review. I have it on my list, very far down. Like, I have to get through 3, 4, and 5 first. 5 and 6 first. Plus, I've added in a couple of audio dramas just to sort of get a feel for everything, Doctor Who and everything, especially for 6 and 7, who the audio dramas really flesh out the storylines between the Doctor and his companions.
Yeah, I just can't find the audio dramas.
BigFinish.com.
Alright.
I'd get them, start with the main range. My recommendation to start is go with 8, because the 8th Doctor is probably the most popular run. They've now collected each Doctor, so you can get every Doctor's release in order. So you can find the 8th Doctor collected, go to the very beginning. The first 50 releases for the main range are now $3 to download, for each release. So they're pretty cheap.
Oh, wow.
Which is really nice. You'll get probably some really good stories, like, and ironically, Mark Gatiss is written for the audio dramas, Paul Cornell, Robert Shearman. Russell T Davies actually had one of his novels adapted into an audio drama recently, though he didn't do the adaptation. Anyway, back in the story, the Doctor's going to the Aqueduct.
Aqueduct.
Aqueduct, Sam. They're British. It's Aqueduct.
Oh, hooray, British.
Sam, why are you wearing glasses?
To look smarter, why?
No, seriously, when did you get glasses?
I never got glasses.
Then why are you... Then what are those glasses you're wearing?
What glasses, Jacob? I'll take it. I do not understand the concept of glasses.
We're gonna eat soon.
Alright. I'll probably have to leave after this episode.
Well, at least you got to. We finally got you to join us for one.
Yeah, and I'll hopefully join you for the next one, depending on when it is and when it is.
I have a. See, this is how I choose them. I just have all of them in a cup on slips of paper.
The cup of power.
That works. Doctor's figuring this out.
Yeah. Though, really, I don't want to spoil it. I know that Sam and I are going to probably have this discussion at the end about Part 6, just how weird Part 6 is.
Ooh, weird. I like weird.
It is kind of odd.
It's like, and it's not like it comes out of nowhere, though it feels like it. They mention what happens in Part 2.
Yeah,
but
you've forgotten about it by that point.
Yeah. You forget that, and it was like, oh, this happened 10 years ago. And we think... I don't want to spoil it, because I've got to have Sam try to... I want to see Sam's reaction.
Then my reaction will be priceless.
It'll probably be just, what? You'll just probably be, what? That just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's Part 6 is very strange.
Oh, and here's a little bit of foreshadowing. It's inhabited by monsters!
Yeah. Too spooky for me.
This is one thing that six-parters would do a lot, is that they would just stray from the original thing and just add a bunch of subplots.
Yeah, no, like, that only works when they do what I call, like, the Letts formula, which was first done by Barry Letts in, The Time Monster, I think, where you'd have like 4 parts where it would mainly be in one location, dealing with one plot. That would eventually evolve into another smaller 2-part plot, just so the plot keeps going. Famously, it happened in Talons of Wang Chiang, The Seeds of Doom. I think
Well, the
the Two
Seeds of Doom
Doctors
was kind
actually
of the
does it.
opposite. The Seeds of Doom was kind of the opposite, because the Seeds of Doom, the first 2 episodes take place in the Arctic, and then after those, after the first 2 episodes, it moves back to England and Harrison Chase's mansion.
Yeah.
And I prefer the first 2 episodes just because it's very, very atmospheric.
It reminds me a lot of
The Thing.
yeah. Well, Who Goes There? Yeah, I haven't seen The Thing, but I have read the novella it was based on, Who Goes There.
I've never seen it or read it. Everyone knows what it's about.
Yeah. I kind of want to see The Thing, but I don't like horror movies.
I hate horror movies so much.
Like,
I don't mind them if they're done well.
they're
I
done
really
well.
do jump scares like a lot.
Sam, one of these days you're probably going to force me into watching a horror movie, aren't you?
No, I really haven't seen a lot of horror movies. I mean, I like
The closest thing I've seen to a horror movie is Scream. I saw the first Scream film like last year at a party, and it wasn't that scary. It was more of just jump scares with a well-developed plot.
can't.
Yeah,
stand
there are horror movies that I want to see just because I know that they're supposed to be really good, but then at the same time I'm like, I can't stand horror movies, so...
Yeah, especially, it's not like jump scares usually don't scare me. It's always the psychological and the paranoia. Like the idea of the Thing terrifies me because an invasion of the body snatchers because they could be anyone you know.
I may even be one.
Yeah, no, it's...
No, Sam, I don't think any alien would be able to correctly mimic you. You, Patrick Troughton, and someone else would not be able to be mimicked by any sort of alien.
Ooh, and the episode is over.
And the episode is over, yes.
All right.
So, before you go, Colin, what would you rate Part 4 as an individual rating?
Hey, bud,
21?
give me a call.
Okay. What would I rate? I don't like rating individual episodes just because to me it's all of them combined making the stories. I don't know. I think it does a good job of developing.
Well, then what would you give the entire story? I'll just have you rate the entire story then.
The entire story, I would give an 8 out of 10. Actually, I think it's great, personally. But that's just me. I will probably. I just need to go eat dinner and then I'll probably be back. So I'm just gonna leave this here and I'll be back soon.
You'll probably be back at by the end of Kidnap, which is the next
I'll
episode.
probably be back about halfway through, actually.
All right. So Sam, rate episode 4.
All right, I will be back.
All right, adieu.
I will give it the score. Wait, what did I score the previous episodes?
Okay, reviewing your scores, you gave Strangers in Space a 6.5, Unwilling Warriors a 6, and then Hidden Danger an 8.
I'm gonna give this one a 7. It was alright.
It was alright. I'm gonna give it a 5. With a review of scores that I gave Strangers in Space a 6, Unwilling Warriors a 5.5, Hidden Danger a 6, A Race Against Death a 5. I'm going to get a glass of water because my throat is parched.
Okay, I have a quick question for you before you do that.
What?
Did Colin discover you, or did you discover him and invite him?
I discovered him and invited him.
Ah, okay. I don't know why I thought he was British. Honestly, don't. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I won't take long. I'll put you back down here.
Oh yeah, no, because he's in Arizona. He'd be.
Oh, dude, wanna know what we should have?
What?
Like a weekly or bi-weekly Doctor Who podcast or something like that.
How would we do a podcast though? I don't know how to set up a podcast.
Maybe just more live streams talking about Doctor Who and things like that. I'm really thirsty and hungry. So.
I mean, I see we could do probably a live stream as a Doctor Who discussion. I've seen it done before.
I'll let you look at this. Beautiful Lego City right here.
Right, Sam. Oh gosh. And Sam has to go get some food. Well, at least had an episode break this time left.
I am back!
Sam, are you back? Are you back?
Isn't this beautiful though? Look at it.
Alright, Sam, hurry up and get on your face, because we gotta start part 5, Kidnap.
Kidnap. Oh no, Jacob. Kidnapping is terrible. This PSA has been provided by Sam.
Alright, Alright, ready to start part 5? What is, I can't see. There's too much glare. Have I shown you my new background?
No.
I should probably show you my new background.
Let's share. Sharing is caring, Jacob. Sharing is caring. This probably
We're gonna start part 5. Sam, we gotta get... Yes.
Let me just show you text you the picture really quickly.
Alright, we need to start part 5 because because I don't wanna... Alright, I'm going to text you my background because I like it.
I'm ready to start.
Anyway, Sam, let's get started. Ready for part 5?
Yeah.
Alright, 5,
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1, sync.
Yep, 6.
Doo-doo-doo.
Whoa, we're gonna have to do that again.
Oh, we are? Did you get an ad?
My episode just like skipped in the middle of the episode, and I didn't touch a thing.
Okay, well then get it back to the beginning. That's kind of important. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sync. So, okay, where'd the mouse go? I dropped the mouse.
Have you, wait, are you watching this on your...
Computer.
Dude, wait till you get my text, or if you got not already. You gotta
I
look
did, it's a kitty.
Oh, yours is nice.
No, I just got like the two audio dramas. I won a box set.
You won?
Yeah. I won a digital copy of The New Adventures of Bernie Summerfield Volume 2, which is to come out later this month. I don't know when. I think it's according to the digital receipt I got.
Do you like my little camera?
Oh yeah, that's a really nice little camera. Anyway,
I want to film.
Roll dirt face.
I want to film a found footage film on this thing. But I need
Susan and Ian are.
However, I do need 8mm. Oh, we gotta sync because my phone is being a stubborn bot.
Where do you want to sync from?
Oh wait, well, just tell me what time you're on.
1 minute,
Like,
15 seconds.
I'm at. Can't tell on this. Well, let's just watch it as we go. There can't be that big of a time difference.
Alright, bye. Alright, let's get this started.
Wow, what?
What? No, I'm tired. I'm tired. Sam, for the last, week, I've been blowing my brains out.
That sounds genuine. Are you able to come over this week?
Yeah, I told you I could.
Any time is good for me, because I'm going to be here. Oh.
Just text me when you want to come over. Have you made it back to, the Sensorites and Carol?
Yes.
Yes.
There. And she's alive.
Oh, you can't give up me.
Yeah. I'm going to teach you how to play magic. Magic is my love. Let's get all this value. Rejoice. I have dropped them. I don't know. Maybe an alien would be able to impersonate me, but I could easily be an alien. Plot twist, Sam's an alien. An alien with an affinity for cool hats.
The invisible creature.
You're gonna like magic. It has a storyline and characters.
Well, I mean, I may as well. I mean, with all the stuff that you do for me, you film stuff for me, you put up with my crazy Doctor Who-ness. I may as well.
I mean, I don't mind your crazy Doctor Who. I'm pretty crazy myself.
Yes. Actually, no. So I'm putting a job application in where I might actually get a really nice job.
OMG, a gerb. You can buy me magic cards, lol.
No. I was going and I found a copy of a out-of-print Doctor Who book online on eBay from America, which I'm like, oh my gosh, this is from America, which is always rare because that means shipping will be cheaper, and it's for $8.
Oh wow.
12 with shipping. But that's the standard price for Doctor Who book that's out in stores now. That's actually cheaper than most of the Doctor Who books.
Why can't you just buy it?
I don't have the money. Mom said if you get this job and you get the money, you can get it.
I was about to blow like $20 on some magic cards.
Why must fandoms be so taxing on our wallets?
Well, magic doesn't have to be taxing, because magic, the fandom, creates millions of formats of how to play your cards. Like a format that don't really use common
Wait a
cards.
minute, I just went to HD for a second.
You did? Wow.
Yeah, it was
I'm
weird.
on HD all the time. Look at that.
No, the thing is, this camera is terrible. That's why I have to have my light on, or else I look like this.
Wow! Ah! 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 I am blinded by Jacob's beautifulness.
Okay, so this is actually a really interesting scene that I'll give the story this
Here,
whole idea of the Sensorites culture.
Oosh. Ooh. Huh. Kind of like chakras. There.
Oh yeah! I got the reference.
Yeah, see? I am not that dumb.
You were referencing Avatar: The Last Airbender.
The Last Airbender. Fandom knowledge.
Well, I've been Jax kind of forced me to watch Naruto.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
The only anime I really like is Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online. Ooh, have you seen
I don't
Excel
like Sword Art Online, but that's an argument for another day.
Look at Charizard. Danny got me this for my birthday. And a bunch of cards that came with it.
Who got it for you?
Danny.
Who?
Danny
Oh,
DeBron.
Danny.
Yeah. I
Okay.
said full name on the internet.
He's, okay. So you have the crush on who exactly?
I'll tell you over FaceTime. And I
Listen,
got a number.
Colin's not going to tell anyone. He lives in Arizona.
What?
He lives in Arizona.
Who does?
Colin.
He does. Oh, cool. What time is it in Arizona?
8:22.
It's 9:22 here. He's an hour
Behind us.
behind us. Behind us. Behind us. Oh, you can make a magic deck out of my card. I'll let you make one.
Ooh, the interrogation scene.
Ooh,
We're at the
interrogation.
interrogation.
Cool. I won't watch it. He's back!
He's back! And he was only away for like 5-ish minutes? Well, 7-ish minutes, I think? I can't tell.
Hello. I'm back.
Hello.
Hello, Colin.
Where are we?
We're about 7 minutes into part 5.
Can we pause it, Jacob? Or...
We're at the interrogation of the one Sensorite that's being framed because of the whole they all look alike thing. I think it's the second elder that's being framed.
Stethoscopes up to their heads.
Okay, yeah.
I honestly think the Sensorites could come back as a villain. Well, more is like, oh, let's do an alien invasion, because the Sensphere wouldn't be that difficult to invade.
It really wouldn't.
I want to see a redesign of the Sensorite.
The Dr. Sonic Screwdriver would probably make all the Sensorites cower beneath him.
You can be a god of
Yeah.
the Sensorites. I would really be a modern
I like the
of
concept.
the Sensorites. I'm really big in the creature design of things like that.
Yeah, Sam, if you don't know, does a lot of art type things. He draws doodles. He likes doing stop motion with Legos.
I mean, I wouldn't call it art. Well, it's kind of his art, but I'm terrible at drawing. So never.
Probably not as bad as me, trust me.
No, I am bad. I'm good at writing, though.
Yeah, you actually are. If you've read some of the stuff Sam writes, it's pretty good.
That stop motion I'm making is gonna be good. Probably gonna set up a studio, a little stop motion studio, and make a trailer for it.
Yeah, because your room is now a lot bigger than it was in your old house.
Yeah.
Colin, you play trombone, right? I think it's...
No, I play saxophone, clarinet, cello, and piano.
I play Magic the Gathering.
I play trumpet and cornet and flugelhorn, but those are just different types of trumpets.
Flugelhorn?
Yeah.
That
Well,
sounds...
I say I play cello, but I've been teaching myself cello for about a month, so I don't really play cello.
Yeah. Well, being able to teach yourself anything is always a feat. Like,
I know
I
nothing.
can't do clarinets or saxophones, although I've tried. I just can't do reeds.
I
There's
tried
something
I
about
don't do anything but read.
Trumpet.
I stop motion, and I think I do a pretty good job.
Trumpet actually is really nice because there are only the 3 keys, and you can get really high with enough practice. But people don't understand, playing an instrument takes a lot out of you if you play it for any extended period of time. I
don't know how to play an instrument, so I wouldn't know.
Well, I don't know. I was in Mary Poppins. Like, we just completed our first run because Starlight Theater, where I was asked to play in the orchestra pit for this production of Mary Poppins. They do 4 shows a summer, and each show gets 2 weeks. The first week, 1 week in June and 1 week in July. So we just finished up our week in June yesterday, with a doubleheader, and my parents just didn't get why I was gasping for breath at the end of the second show.
Oh man, playing a musical takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, like our high school just did West Side Story,
It was.
which yeah, you saw that, Sam. It was great. I was great.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I was
It was one of the
surprised
few
that
musicals my little brother who hates.
everybody just kind of gasped.
Anyway, so we're at the bit with the Doctor being presented with his new cape. Remember this, Sam. It'll be very important later.
New cape, new cape, new cape, new cape. Got it.
I think I like William Hartnell's costuming better with the cape. It kind of suits him
Made
more.
a partner Lego figure.
Yeah. Of course, there was his ridiculous costume in the Reign of Terror.
I like that costume. I like when they
I like it.
I like when
like
they get
it,
dressed
but
up for the periods. Like I saw a reconstruction of the Highlanders. Troughton got dressed up for the period in. He also cross-dressed for a bit in that story.
Wait.
Huh. If any Doctor were to do that, I would suspect Troughton.
Well, Pertwee did it in The Green Death for like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, he did.
He did. Why does no? But Pertwee was surprisingly also a comedic actor before and after Doctor Who.
I'm still here. No,
And Sam has actually never seen a Pertwee story. I have not been able to draw a Pertwee story to save my life.
Wow. The demons. Go with the demons.
Oh, these are just random, so I hope we get something like the demons, which, although I find it overrated, is still pretty good.
Demons are scared.
Well, that's my favorite story of all time, so...
So I don't want to do Inferno at the very beginning of Pertwee, because then that sets a really high standard.
Yeah, Inferno, while a great story, you can't start with that.
Yeah. I also probably would want another story to get him to introduce him to Liz. Probably Spearhead from Space.
Crikey, here we see
Spearhead
a
from
American
Space is-
national habitat.
Like, for me, it's an overrated story, but I like it.
It's where Holmes really found his footing in writing. Like, if you notice, the two stories Holmes did before, Crotons was not the best, but not the worst ever. And Space Pirates, please, I want them to find it just to see how bad it was.
Look how quiet it is.
I have the Lost in Time collection, so I've seen the existing episode of it, and
Yeah,
it is absurdly dull.
Yeah, it's dull. It's like, though I can imagine if you can edit it, if there was an option to edit these stories down, and like you could probably take a lot out of every Doctor Who story, except certain stories like probably in the War Games you can't take much out because a lot of it is needed. Inferno, and then of course Ghostlight, which just needs to be kept.
Which you need more.
Which you need more. They were going to do a special extended edition for the DVD, but the deleted scenes have like that bar with the timestamp on it, so they couldn't edit it out.
I'm such a rebel.
So, if I can remember where we are in the story, the Doctor is making the city administrator, who is secretly the villain, because we need dramatic irony, gain power.
You know, I'm... Yeah, I think I'm like maybe 30 seconds behind you guys, but I'm roughly the same part.
Which is... Yeah, we aren't exactly synced up because Sam's phone was giving him some trouble.
Yes, it's an iPhone 4, so it's kind of breaking down. Jacob, you really have to come over this week.
I will eventually.
I have an urge to teach you magic. A thirst. that shall be quenched only when you learn.
The problem with me playing card games is I cannot bluff without just smiling.
I'm pretty decent at bluffing.
Like, my family, we were playing dominoes one night. For just
man.
no reason, because we just wanted to play dominoes. I won both matches that we played, but I had a terrible poker face.
I mean, Magic isn't really a game where you need a poker face. I mean, usually, like if you go to any tournament, people are just kind of smiling, and they show a lot. Like they're like, when they pull a good card they needed. I mean, yeah. Maybe I could also teach you how to play Pokemon.
The trading card game.
Yeah, the trading
But I
card.
know how to play the video games. I have several of the video games.
Yeah, I have some of the video games too. The card game's pretty fun, but not as fun as Magic.
Ugh.
I love collecting Pokemon cards.
Anyway, back to the story. We need to stay on track for once.
For once.
Yes.
Dude.
What I do like about the story, however, is that early on they established that the Sensorites are alien. Like, I like the whole, they don't understand what a handshake is.
Yeah. I thought the story did a really good job of establishing them as characters. Like, they're not like, oh, let me just try to find an example. They're not like the Naimons from the Horns of Naimon, where they're just aliens for the sake of being villains.
Oh, the Horns of Naimon. That's one that I actually can't wait to get to with Sam, because we'll just have a laugh over it. We will have a...
It's really entertaining.
It is. It is. And, you know, the Naimon come back in an audio drama, and they're actually threatening villains. Semi-threatening villains. It helps because they're kept in the shadows, and not revealed until, I think, the end of part 3. But they're threatening villains.
Huh. That's interesting, because the Horns of Naimon is just such a crap story, and there's such crap villains in that story.
Well, what I love about Season 17 in general was that they had Douglas Adams on as script editor.
Yeah, I think overall Season 17 is very underrated. Like, Destiny of the
Except for
Daleks
City of Death, of course, which is really highly rated by everybody.
Yeah, but all the other stories in that season are generally considered to be really bad. But like for me, Destiny of the Daleks is actually, I really like that story. City of Death is really good. The Creature from the Pit is surprisingly one of my favorite Tom Baker stories.
Creature is another one I can't wait to show Sam because of the scene.
The scene?
Oh, the scene, yes.
Yeah. Because Sam has a very dirty mind. So,
Is this something I can make dirty jokes at?
Oh, yes! If you can't make dirty jokes at it, Sam, you fail at dirty jokes.
I
Yeah.
love dirty jokes. I'm Dirty Dan!
I don't know. Well, admittedly, the creature itself in that story is, well,
But it does do some interesting ideas.
I love that story because the script is brilliant.
Yeah.
And the characters are really good, and the villain is perfect. Adrasta is such a good villain.
Yeah. I don't know who plays her, but whoever plays her just did such a good job.
Her name is Myra Francis.
Was she in anything else for Doctor Who? I think she probably was.
I don't, not off the top of my head. I don't know, but I just know
I
that
can't really name actors that have been in more than like one story, like except maybe Frederick Yeager, because Frederick Yeager has that weird accent thing. Like the guy, he was Marius in Invisible Enemy, he was someone in The Mutants, but he was also in The Savages. But probably haven't seen this. Listen to the Savages.
No, I haven't, but I have seen the Invisible Enemy and the Mutants.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's also I can't remember what his name is, but the guy who played Lawrence Scarman in Pyramids of Mars was in The Invisible Enemy.
Oh, I know the name. Michael Sheard, I think.
Michael Sheard. Okay, that is Michael Sheard.
Yeah, I think that's Michael
Alright,
Sheard.
'cause-
Michael Sheard, Frederick Ager, and then the voice of Gabriel Wolf, and then Sam disappeared. Okay, I think because Sam's internet's been a bit ropey because of his move. He'll be back in like 5 seconds. I hope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's back. Hi Sam, you're back.
Hey!
Did you keep playing? Please tell me you kept playing.
I kept playing.
Okay, good. I don't want to have to stop and roll back.
I got some tabs and I clicked the wrong one.
Yes, splendid. And remember, dear boy, that I shall be standing nearly next to you. I have never liked weapons at any time, however they're handy little things. Tell me, how long does this
Probably the biggest live stream that I want to do is when we pull Genesis of the Daleks, I want to get as many guests on as I can because of how big Genesis of the Daleks is.
Yeah, no, Genesis. I just rewatched Genesis 2 days ago, and man,
It's still
it's good.
I have a little brother who doesn't like Doctor Who because I like it, but he admitted he liked Genesis of the Daleks when he watched it with me when I got it on Netflix a couple of years ago.
Yeah, no, it's just such a great story.
And apparently it was apparently all of it was written by Terry Nation and there was very little editing done by Robert Holmes.
Really?
Yeah, which is very surprising considering Planet of the Daleks is just a rewrite of the Daleks and Death to the Daleks has very many similarities to the Daleks.
Yeah, no, yeah, the Pertwee Dalek stories were kind of up and down.
Yeah. Everyone's like, I've seen people that are like, "Oh, Planet of the Daleks is a great story. It's really good. It's one of my favorite Pertwees." I'm like, it's the Daleks.
I don't like it.
No, and like, really, why didn't they let Malcolm Hulke write it? I mean,
I know,
he
Malcolm
wrote
Hulke
this,
should have.
and had the Master be in it. That would have been. Why hasn't the Master ever teamed up with the Daleks? I get it. But I mean, I want to see it. I feel like the Master is one of the few characters that could take advantage of the Daleks' evil and somehow come out unscathed.
Yeah, well, he did in episode 6 of Frontier in Space, but
We
but
don't know
that's
how that
about it,
ended,
really.
though. We really don't know how that ended. I think
Yeah.
don't they betray him a bit? But
It's been a long time since I've watched Frontier in Space. I love it, though. I should watch it again.
yeah.
I just keep saying that about all these stories. Just, I should watch that one again.
Oh, I should watch that one again.
I know, I said that about another, I can't remember what it was, but another one. I don't know, there's a bunch of stories that I just have. Oh, it was Terror of the Vervoids, that's what it was.
Yeah. I can't wait to get to Trial with Sam because that's gonna be interesting, I think.
Yeah. Because Trial of the Time Lord is just so up and down.
Yeah.
Like, you go
And-
from the mysterious planet, which is okay, to Mind Warp, and it just goes whoop.
And then you go to
And then
Vervoid, which is whoop. And then you
And it
go to
drops.
Ultimate Foe Part 1, which is eh. Then Part 2, which is a lesser eh. Anyway,
mess.
this episode ended with a kidnap.
Oh, have you guys already finished the episode?
Yeah.
Name.
I'm a bit behind then.
You're a bit behind then. We'll let you catch up.
Just a little. It's almost, yeah, it's just about over.
This happened when we did Legopolis with my friend Zach. And, I got YouTube comments about it being like, "Oh, you're so terrible. You should make Sam have access to the DVDs." And it's like, I can't do that. Sam and I can't get together. We live on opposite sides of town. I can't drive. Neither of us have our driver's licenses, and we're doing this just because
I
I
believe
had a crazy idea one day to force a friend to watch classic Doctor Who because I didn't feel like watching classic Doctor Who alone because it's always more fun when you're watching with friends.
I don't know.
I miss
I live in a very small town, and I'm the only. I really think I'm the only person who actually watches classic Doctor Who in this town. So
Yeah, no, they're like we go to a pretty large school, but there aren't many. Like there are a lot of Doctor Who fans, a fair amount. Has everyone finished with the episode? Sam, have you finished?
I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well then, Sam, what would you give Part 5?
It lives up to its name, Kidnap. So,
Yeah, at the very end, in the last 5 seconds.
it still lives up to its name, so it's not lying, but like a 6 around there. It was alright.
It's all right.
Alright.
What would you give it? What?
What?
What'd you say? I didn't catch it.
6.
A 6?
It's
Okay.
5.
Well, I'm gonna give it 4.5. All right, shall we move on to part 6, A Desperate Venture, where everything just kind of goes weird?
Oh yeah, this is just when it.
Dude, every time I turn on my phone, my screensaver makes me laugh.
All right.
What?
Well, Sam, are you ready? I hope you
I am
are.
ready. My body is ready.
All right. Colin, are you ready?
Yep.
Wait, no, ad.
All right.
There is
Oh,
an ad.
ad. I hate when this happens.
You know, it doesn't happen all the time. I mean, it's like
Yeah, it's weird.
stream of videos and boom, ad.
Yeah, this episode just gets weird, Sam. I just want to see your reaction to it. I think it's about halfway through when it gets weird.
Ready for the weirdness. I am
When they
ready.
just randomly bring back a plot point that was barely hinted at in episode 2.
Oh, I'd probably forgotten that.
Episode 2, and kind of sort of hinted at it with the beginning of episode 5 when they're like, oh, there are monsters in the caverns. But giving no hints that they're, well, I can't say because that would spoil it. Alright, Sam, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sync.
You know.
What I'm really surprised about is that Peter R. Newman never wrote again for Doctor Who.
Yeah, I know. I found that interesting that he was just kind of a one-time writer. I mean, it makes sense when you consider that
I
no
don't
one
know.
really
Apparently, on the
liked this
DVD,
story.
there's a documentary where Toby Haydock tries to find the writer, who's apparently he was a recluse. So, I mean,
Yep.
because even as much as I don't say this, even as much as this isn't one of my favorites, there are interesting ideas at work here.
Yeah. Like I said, I really appreciated the fact that they took time to actually develop the characterization of the Sensorites.
Yeah.
They
I
just
also like
didn't
the
really
way
develop-
Newman wrote for Susan because she wasn't as much of a... Why?
I would really love to see a
Can you
modernization.
give us like 20 minutes?
Right, it's like really badly.
What? About what? Alright, you guys keep watching. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Tell him that you have gone up into the spaceship in this way. He will not suspect what it is. You can't force me to do this. Unless that you stay alive. Your life means nothing to me. Let us try to talk. He will write the note. I will see you later. Be wary of her. We cannot read her thoughts. She may be correct.
Wait, they can't read her thoughts?
Not sure.
You will stay here and guard her. She will guarantee the success of all my plans, and I should be given high office. I should report those who are faithful to me.
She couldn't have gone up to the spaceship.
I you'd have seen her or passed her on the way.
Yes, she was obviously forced to write this. Whoever made her do it had no idea that I was being brought down here. I bet the city administrator had something to do with it.
But why kidnap her?
I think the why is fairly obvious, isn't it?
No, I don't think it is, Barbara. We're on good terms with the first emperor. The doctors discovered an antidote for the poison. Tracking down the cause of the problem.
Working away in the ship so maybe I can see things more clearly. And I think we're being used by one of the Sensorites who wants to gain power. You mean we're not just being attacked because we're from other planets?
I greet you.
Alright, I'm back.
Hey, Jake.
Hello.
Have you gone down to the sense there?
I'm afraid we must ask for your
Oh
help.
wait, yeah, this is when Barbara returns out of nowhere.
Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I kind of forgot that she wasn't really in this episode for like, what was it, 2 parts?
Yeah, 2 weeks. I think they get a 2-week vacation.
I'll show you the 2 men I think.
Yeah.
Yes. But they asked me not to tell you what they...
It was always funny how stuff like that happened. Like in the Keys of Marinus when the Doctor just kind of disappears and then comes back again.
Yeah.
Wait, was that?
No, we don't think we did.
Yeah, it was Marinus. It also happens for the Doctor in Marco Polo, but that was because the writer had no material for the Doctor, so he kind of just stayed off stage. He had like 1 line in the entire script.
She is being held.
And then of course in the 10th Planet.
Of course she is.
That was more due to Hartnell was sick.
Yeah, which was very, very kind of sad in a way.
Especially considering we don't have part 4.
You've been flying with your friend Carol. You've been held prisoner.
And Sam doesn't know what happens in the 10th planet. I refuse to tell him.
Are there any other buildings in the vicinity?
Don't really care.
When we see it, you will.
I probably will. But right now...
Oh yeah, the disintegrator gun.
Yeah.
Which... I remember that.
I don't know what that is.
Into the antidote. Oh, they were given light and a good map. Also, they were well armed. They can be in no danger. There's no doubt about it, Doctor.
Yeah, they were well armed with
Useless.
guns that don't work.
Useless weapons. Yeah, someone screwed with arm. Wait, I want to know is how did he not notice when? Did he not? I don't think he ever looked at the map before they went down there. So they got themselves lost,
How long are you going to keep me?
and didn't look at their map before going in to get themselves lost, to find that it would be tampered with.
All human creatures are naive. They live while they have a purpose. And still that purpose. They are not
I forgot about this part.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
I just love that, how you just, that was so well
I'm
directed.
just sneaking in here.
That was
Don't mind
really
me.
well
Oh.
directed, I think. Just because he's sneaking through the door. Also, the Sensorites being subdued just by yelling is a little bit...
Eh. Yeah, that's kind of. But like, it doesn't make much sense because.
doesn't make much sense, right?
Ha. But. Like, if. Because they're supposed to be like creatures that rely on senses. Hence the name Sensorite.
Yeah, but it's because their overly sensitive hearing makes it so that they can't take
Yeah,
yelling.
which just.
Thank
yeah,
God
which-
Colin Baker's doctor never met them.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, Colin Baker. Colin Baker. Well, he was traveling with Perry, or. Because after Perry, he becomes a lot more mellow.
Yeah, that's true. Or if Mel had come with him because she spends 90% of her screen time screaming.
It's not like. At least Mel has a character. She's a happy-go-lucky adventurous computer programmer from, I think, 20th century Earth.
Cool.
Unlike, Season 7 Clara, who is, a mystery wrapped in an enigma.
Squeezed into a skirt that's that whole thing. And but
Yes.
I mean, she could be replaced by a lamb, and I wouldn't know the difference.
no,
Probably,
yeah,
but her with Capaldi's
Clara
much
just-
better.
in
Love Capaldi.
in season 7, she was just a different character every week.
It's like they didn't know. It's like they didn't know that they had to replace a companion.
It's like they
Yeah,
didn't
it
know
was.
how to write a
She was
companion.
more of a plot device than a companion.
Which doesn't
Really,
work.
the only writer who actually got her. Yeah. Really,
Was-
the only character who actually got her. The only writer who got her character was Neil Cross.
Yeah. And
I
everyone
think.
seems to hate Neil Cross's writing. Like, people say Akaten was the worst episode of Series 7.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that episode.
My
Yeah, I
favorite.
reviewed it. I gave it, I think, an 80%. Because I do out of 100 because I'm often indecisive about where they should stand between numbers. So it's like, may as well just do out of 100 to have
Oh,
smaller.
and here's where the episode gets weird.
Yeah. So let's just watch Sam take it in. I'm gonna have the stream show. It was a man!
Ooh.
Remember? Remember, Sam? There was a spaceship that exploded. Yeah, no you don't, Sam. Don't try to fool us. We don't remember it either.
Yeah, I didn't remember that when I first watched this story.
It's just... They mention it in episode 2. And expect... Now we watched this... We watched parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in each different groups. Imagine what it would have been like for people watching week by week.
Yikes.
That plot point would have been
That
mentioned about a month before this episode aired.
Wait.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this was aired on the 1st of August. Part 2 was the 27th of June. That's over a month. Because there was that weird... There was a weird 1 week gap in between parts 2 and 3 because I think something to do with sports.
Oh, sports.
Huh.
Favorite. Don't you just love sports?
A bit like how Resurrection of the Daleks had to be, like, condensed into 2 episodes.
Yeah, because of the Olympics. Also,
Which I think that actually somewhat benefited the story.
yeah.
Well, maybe
I- It works better as a
not really
two-parter.
Resurrection. I
thing
don't
about
know
Resurrection
how it works
is-
with Resurrection because of
With strong determination and courage. And also, why do you want to make me doubt them?
You know, the Sensorites almost remind me of the Weenems from Gulliver's Travels. Where,
Never
like,
read it.
they're the horse people.
Don't remember that. Don't remember that from the Jack Black movie.
The Jack Black movie barely adapted the first book of
Dude, it was a
Gulliver's.
joke. It was a joke. Don't take it too seriously, nerd.
I know. Ooh, listen to this. David Tennant will copy the speech in like 40 years' time.
And I doubt me that you wish to see your home again. And yet there is a power
Sam, wake up.
What?
for adventure.
Sorry, I was staring at all this beauty.
Did you miss the whole speech about what Gallifrey was like?
I heard it, Jacob.
Yeah, it was pretty much the speech from season 3.
Basically. Basically.
that was a really good moment.
Yeah, I barely remember Gridlock. Except that, you know, they ruined the Macra. Like, really? Really, Davies? I like the Macra Terror. Don't ruin the villain for me.
I like Gridlock. But
Like in Gridlock, they're like just giant crabs for the sake of giant crabs.
Oh, was that the one on New York?
I think you might have missed a couple of news, but yes.
I know, like I missed like a lot of news.
Isn't it like 15 news?
Yeah.
Oh, here, more weirdness, Sam.
which,
Look.
that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. The whole new. 'Cause it's not like, because that planet was just New Earth. So why would
I think in New Earth they explained that it was also New Earth. I think.
Really?
I might be wrong because I haven't seen New Earth since I first saw it when I got into Doctor Who. And that was like
Mine
5 years
was
ago.
never watching it again.
I might have to because I'm marathoning everything, which means I have to watch it. Though it's not the worst episode of New Who by far. A Journey to the Center of the TARDIS.
Love and Monsters is worse.
They're both tied for my worst episode of Doctor Who ever. I usually
Yeah.
Love and Monsters is the best episode.
again if you have potential, usually then I don't like you nearly as much. Like we have unused potential that you don't decide to explore. I don't like you as much. Like Love and Monsters could have been really nice.
I made all
you
the
know.
dirty jokes at the ending of Love and Monsters. Jacob, he's like, man.
Sam, we do not speak of it.
Well, I mean, the end of that story hints at it activities between a guy and a cement block.
Yeah, I don't really. I get it, Davies. You're pushing the boundaries, but this isn't damaged goods. This isn't a novel that you wrote in the 90s. Do not. You are aiming this at kids. This is not for the grown-up Doctor Who fans that liked it in '89.
I don't think that episode is for anyone.
Yeah, no. Well, the revived series is like you're still trying to pander to kids. You're still trying to make it a family show, and it's like, you're gonna make kids ask
He's ruined
questions.
that joke, and it's perfect.
No. The thing about Davies wrote a novel called Damaged Goods, and it got very, very adult. Apparently, I've read the plot synopsis. It gets adult. It recently got adapted into audio, which they toned down a lot. Just because, part of it was Davies like trying to stick it to the bigots who were like pretty much calling him a failure because he was gay.
No, they were just going to leave the map there.
Yeah. There's so many little plot holes that you can notice in all these stories that really should. Wait.
Okay, I think the Doctor Who story
Says like, oh, the '60s female companions were all screamers. Yet you have people like Barbara, who on a weekly basis would find ideas to save the day.
Yeah, Barbara was a great companion.
Mm-hmm.
So was Ian.
Yeah.
Pretty much, they were the ones carrying the show all through the first 3 stories.
Yeah.
Because Sam's seen an unearthly child. Sam, you know how dark Hartnell got.
Oh. He was like, I'm gonna kidnap you.
That was such a... It's very weird watching an unearthly child after watching a lot of other Doctor Who episodes, because you've come to think of the Doctor as this really kind, incredible...
Even as watching other Hartnell episodes after the destruction, he's a lot nicer, starting from Marco Polo on. Sure, in Marco Polo he does get like he pretty much yells at Marco Polo, but he had a point.
I mean, that's
Polo
why
was trying to steal the TARDIS.
Sort of like a throwback to Hartnell, of kind of this.
What? Capaldi? Thing is, Capaldi is like, I feel Capaldi, darker and more adult, is able to blow everything out of the water, even with the bad scripts. Even if he's ever handed a bad script, like he was with Kill the Moon and In the Forest of the Night
Hey,
and Last
Jacob.
Christmas, he's
Jacob.
still enjoyable to
Okay, I like Kill the Moon a lot.
Jacob, let's kill the moon.
kind of just. I find it really predictable because it's like, I get it. Time isn't fixed. But if you do a story on the moon 20 years after this story is set, we know that the moon's going to survive. There's no tension here. Though I hate the complaints that are like, ooh, the space dragon biology is wrong. And I'm like, this is me. To quote Mr. Tardis Reviews, do you know the biology of a space dragon? No, I didn't think so.
Have you been? Were you following that whole thing with Sargon of Akkad in Mr. Tardis?
The what?
It's pretty much over now, but there was this huge war between the fans of Mr. Tardis Reviews and the fans of Sargon of Akkad.
Sounds familiar, but
I didn't. I did not know of this. I didn't even know who Sargon of the Cat is.
Yeah, neither did I, but it was largely over his Facebook page. But
yeah, I don't have a Facebook, so I don't check I don't really pay attention to Facebook.
Yeah, no, it was bad, but it was resolved in a very mature and professional way, like we know Mr. Tardis is.
Yeah. Though what I hate just about is the YouTube copyright system is so all screwed up.
It's terrible.
it is.
Yeah, I had my review of the Crotons flagged because it uses visual content, and what I'm thinking is it's because that's the only time I was ever negative about Doctor Who on the internet. That's because it's ironic because it's the only time I've ever been extremely negative towards a story. Gave it anything below a 5.
That's why I'm kind of iffy on doing reviews using footage from shows.
Yeah, I started using footage because, well, I've always used footage, but anyway, back to the crazy Sam. So these people were the survivors, and they're trying to overthrow the Sensorites. They think they're at war with the Sensorites.
War.
That we do something fun.
I'll be back in a second.
Jacob,
All right, yeah.
What you do a review on?
What?
We should do a joint review on the Lego movie.
I haven't seen the Lego movie all the way through yet.
Come over. I'll show you it. It's my baby. I love it.
So yeah. So yeah, guess what? It's all resolved in a matter of minutes. The whole war thing.
Oh yeah.
It's like Newman, did you want 7 parts? Did they cut this down? I feel like you're trying to have a slightly longer plot, but you don't have enough time to tell it. Maybe you should have spent less time on the spaceship and
Spaceship.
I think they should have spent more time on the spaceship because that was when it was atmospheric and interesting. That guy looks like Rowan Atkinson.
Well, he kind of does, doesn't he?
The sofa of reasonable comfort.
Oh, Sam, you haven't seen the Curse of the Fatal Death, have you? Notice I'll put Curse of Fatal Death into the cup. I've got to make
That
sure
is one of my favorite Doctor Who related things ever.
And it's the first thing written by Moffat.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the person who gave us the sofa of reasonable
No, I've
comfort
seen
that
that.
delivered the empty child and the Doctor dances. One of the scariest episodes ever.
Well, I think we must go back to the ship, sir. Yes, let's go. The lock has already been sealed off from the fence.
Oh yeah, there's the lock was taken out of the TARDIS.
Oh yeah.
right.
That kind of, I always liked that idea. Like, oh, what would happen if that happened again?
I don't know. Maybe it would be resolved better than it is here.
Be solved with a snap. The door.
And here we have the weird out of character moment for the Doctor.
I'm trying to.
That leads into leads into Reign of Terror, where it's like, oh, I'll make you get back home. You're so ungrateful.
No one likes an eavesdropper about that.
Ah, right.
No, I think you obviously have a gift in that direction, and when we get home to our own place...
I find it funny how the ending has that very angry Doctor, and then the very beginning of this story is that really good speech about.
Yeah.
About like it all started off as a mild curiosity in a junkyard.
And now it's turned out to be quite a great spirited adventure, don't you think?
Yeah, I'd heard that speech so many times, and I never knew it was from this story until I saw it.
Shall we? Well, at least they know where they're going. Flying, I do.
Which sets the Doctor off into crazy.
Dr. Hyde, since you are so dissatisfied, my boy, you can trust
I feel like this was just, okay, we need to have a reason for them to get back to Earth, and we need a cliffhanger ending.
Whoa, cliffhanger.
So that was the Sensorites. Sam, what did you think of Part 6?
It was alright.
What would you give it?
Yeah, let's think about this.
A what?
6.5, probably.
A 6.5?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 4.5. What would you rate the whole story? Sam, the whole story, what would you rate it? Looking back at your ratings.
Oh, okay, yeah. Tell me them all again.
Your ratings were, for Part 1, 6.5, then down to 6, then up to 8, then down to 7, then down to 6, then up to 6.5.
I'll give the whole story a solid 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 5. And then, Colin, you already gave it an 8. Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Before we go, because it is getting kind of late where we are,
Yeah, bring on the cup.
I am going to pick the next story. And, okay, I've picked it. It's right here.
What are you hoping?
It is the Moon Base.
All right.
I like the Moon Base. All right, thanks for watching. Goodbye.